Hello, welcome to the video. Today we've got the JAMMIX out again, and in this video I want to do an upgrade which should have been done when I first got it. Now, way back when I got the JAMMIX, I originally purchased it for the sole reason of having an all-in-one Fpga system in a case with all the storage I need. However, things have not worked out like that. And the reason for that is the JAMMIX has been unable to power any hard drive internally. And that's because I think it needs extra current. So let's take the lid off, take this out. Now, I 3D printed a carrier, as you can see, I've dumped a little USB head already. However, it's like I said, it's never worked, never. I don't think it's particularly a JAMMIX problem. I think it's you need a certain amount of current to power a hard drive. It's really that simple, and it's just not happening. So at the moment, I've got the JAMMIX board. I have a USB to converter here to power the two that are on the side, as you can see here, which is something I wanted to do as well. And on the other header, I've got a splitter down here. And one of these is going to the Wi-Fi dongle and the other one is going to the hard drive. So, right, I can't get anything powered with it. If I plug a powered port in the back, a powered hard drive in the back, that will work as intended. But that defeats the object. I don't want to be plugged in an external drive. So now I've got El Cheapo SSD and will come out, I swear it will, there we go. El Cheapo power supply. Now this is a mini ITX type deal, but the reason I got this, or Pico ITX or whatever you want to call it, the reason I got this was I wanted to be able to power the hard drive, and this comes with a SATA power connector. So all I need to do then is convert the data into USB, and this should take care of the power of the hard drive. To which end I found this on AliExpress. Let's open it up. Yet another dongle. Now this dongle is a USB to SATA data. Hoorah! So hopefully I should be able to plug that into there, plug a SATA cable into the drive, power it from the Pico, and all should be fine in the world. That's the theory anyway. So let's have a look. Something's about to bite me on the arse. It usually does. And I can see the first problem already. What a spanner. Okay, so the Pico power supply. Is it going to fit? I think it will actually. No, that's all right. Yeah, all the things are facing this way. So, yeah, this is a cheap one. I can put the link in the description to where I got it on AliExpress. Don't know where I'm going to fix that. Minor detail. So, all we got to do is, things got a bit busy in here because the JAMMIX comes with the ability to plug front buttons in and stuff like that. So I've got LED buttons here, and here's the front of my case. So I've got a power button, I've got the 3 buttons at the front, very nice little sticker and a JAMMIX sticker. So yeah, it's a little bit busy in there. Let's see how we can move everything around a bit. Oh, that is a bit naughty, I must admit. I can probably, without too much grief, just slot it in actually, providing I don't nip nothing. And I'm doing it on video, which is never ideal. So if I pull it out of the way, why is that not? There we go. Now I'm just going to have to my own sanity before I break something. There we go. And that is fully home. So it comes with one of these barrel jack connector that's going to have to go through the back plate somewhere. These power connectors are going to be, well, these two are going to be pretty redundant. It's this one that I'm more worried about. That's just got to go round to the front of the drive. I've just got to take this out, tuck it somewhere with the adapter, probably down the side there, and then come out with a SATA cable, and we might be okay. So this was a special on Amazon. I've got no real affinity for Lexar, other than it's, you know, I've only ever had one thing of theirs die on me, and that's because of this. So the other problems I've been having, I've still got to resolve one of them. Okay, there we go, look at that. So that should, yeah, look at that. I actually designed that case for a proper USB hard drive, so I may have to do something about that, but I'm not so worried. I'll just print a new one of these, make this so that it holds it down. Look at that. Okay, right, so that's in place. Let's see what we can do about getting some power into it. The problem with a Pico ITX is it needs more juice. 12 volts. Yeah, you make sure it's on the same power connector. You don't plug the 12 volts into the JAMMIX or your DE10, because you will blow the entire arsehole out of both of them. So, like that, will go round to there quite nicely actually. Quite like that. So that should just come off there. Now, look at that. Made for it. Just do that. Beautiful. Right, so power's in and routed. Other than this crazy earth strap arrangement, I'll do something about that. Now, like I said, the only one we're interested in is this SATA. So what I'll do is I'll take that off there. Okay, that's going to have to get routed down to here and plug in there. The thing with ITX cases is it doesn't matter what you do, you always end up having to compromise something or other. It always gets really busy in there. There we go, that should give us our conversion. I can tuck that literally out of the way anywhere. I shall probably wedge that down there or something. I don't know. It's more important that we get it to work first. So, okay, I need to find a SATA cable. Okay, back again. Found a SATA cable. Cheapo, generic, leftover from something else job. No real issue there. It's got metal clips in both ends. What good that will do us. So that should, oh, and it does clip. Nice. Surprise. Okay. And what we're going to do then is just plug in. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I have a dock that I can plug these into. I'm going to fire up the computer, put a exFAT format on here, and drop some gear on here. Then we can power up the JAMMIX. Hopefully nothing blows itself up. And if it doesn't lose its crumpet, we should be able to access the hard drive. So, I'll be back shortly. Okay, so here we are back. I'm about to turn the mister on now. There's a nice blue light on the Pico ITX. The fan started going. I've got it lashed up next to me, and there we go. We've got a menu. So, yeah, I've just got a keyboard plugged in to test this. That's pretty damn good. Everything's as it should be. Now, I want to point out that with my power supply that I built for the Mister, it says that it's got it's got a volt amp meter in the front, and the Mister with the JAMMIX pulls around about 1.4 amps. Now, let's just say 1.5 for simplicity's sake. At 5 volts, that's going to be 7.5 watts. For the JAMMIX with the hard drive plugged in, the Lexar hard drive, let's say it pulls 1 amp at 5 volts, that's another 5 watts. So we're talking 12.5 watts total. The Pico ITX that I've put in there is 120 watts. So we're not even going to be slightly stressing it. So everything should be nice. The current draw should be nice, everything should be. So at 5 volts, if we're drawing 2.25 amps, for 12 volts, it's going to be about an amp. So, yeah, it's not even going to stress the power supply either. Let's have a look. Right, so I've got it formatted as exFAT, so it should just filter into the file system. I put a games folder on there and some other stuff, just as a test. It isn't finished, but let's find out. Right, one of the folders I put on there was MSX. Right. Not sure what's happening there. Mount VFD, let's see what, there we go. Straight in. It's actually not reading from the SD card, it's reading from the hard drive with no issue at all. What we've got, that's a zip, directory. I think this is what we want. There we go. This is coming straight off the hard drive. So the solution works. I've never tried this before. I've literally just grabbed it now. Okay. Oh, well, I've been in this before. Sofa run. Let's try that. Ah, there we go. Right. I don't even know what games have been released or what this year. Pajama-rama. Now, I love that game on 64. I bet it's not the same game. It's a ROM file, so I don't know if this will work. Well, it looks like it's found a ASCII 8 type ROM. Try launching it. Yeah. No. Yeah. What the? No, it didn't like it. There's no reflection on the hard drive. I think it's just there's some foibles with MSX systems to get stuff to work. So yeah, if we go File Manager. Oh yeah, not a chance. Not a chance. Okay, let's reboot this bad boy. No, not reset. Here we go. I should have put something on here I know. That would have been a better idea, wouldn't it? Okay, Acorn Atom. Mount VHD. I've never used an atom. Nope. And it looks like I'm getting nowhere today. So if I do that, let's go to the actual main menu. Ah, there we go. I don't know why that happens. Give it a power up. Might be because it's plugged into a capture card. I don't know. There we go. Right, so if we go computer. Now I've got nothing on the hard drive for C64. So immediately it defaults to the SD card. Look at that, perfect. So there we go. Right, so I'm back onto the main menu. Right, storage is on SD card, switch to USB, no files. It's reading it fine. It says 888 gig free there. Look at that, switch to SD card. Boom. Exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's just get it off this because it'll be a nightmare to encode. Let's just pick a core. Stick it on the best computer ever. There. So here we have it. The JAMMIX is done. It's finally able to read from internal hard drives, and the solution I've come up with should work for mechanical or SSD because power is no longer an issue. So that's absolutely brilliant. I'll link to the parts I bought to do this in the description. So if any of you out there of a JAMMIX wants to do this, or indeed any kind of ITX board for the Mister, you'll be able to. So problems with the JAMMIX. I've had the board a while, and I've more not used it than used it because I've actually got more than one Mister. But the problem is, because I bought it for its purpose, when I did return to it to try and get it to work, I kept losing the video. I spoke to Ricardo Saraiva, and he's absolutely a top guy. If you want anything to do with the Mister, look him up. He's on Facebook, he's on the forums. Yeah, he can get you anything you want to do with a Mister. I buy all my stuff from him, and it's all been pucker. Now, I've been talking to him about it, and his solution, it was like mine, except he can read. His can read a hard drive, no problem, whereas mine wouldn't. And it is clearly, like I thought, drive strength. So there must be a difference in the USB splitter that we're using. But either way, I think this solution's better purely because it takes us power directly from the power supply. So you're not dragging it through the ITX board, which has got to be better. Got to be. You're not ripping the arsehole out the USB port trying to pull an amp through it, because they're only limited to half amp anyway. So that's why a lot of USB dongles for hard drives used to have two cables, so you could, one of them was a little short power bridge. The other problem that I've had, apart from the disappearing video, it's killed a couple of SD cards. Again, it's not so much the JAMMIX has done it. There was an experimental daughter SD extension that breaks out the SD card to the back, and I believe what's happened is it didn't make a proper contact with the card and just blew its tits out. So I lost a 512 and a 1 terabyte SD card to that before I realised what was going on. Yeah, so now I just use the internal port. But now that I've got the hard drive working, none of this matters, because using the internal port for you only need a small SD. You know, you've only got to have your setup files, your BIOS and that on it. Everything else can be on the hard drive. But the best thing I've discovered that I've not done with any of my misters till lately is you can FTP into it or SSH into it. And, you know, you can just whop stuff across there, across the network without even opening it up. Things have got much, much better with it from when it started. Much better. So, yeah. I fully endorse the JAMMIX board, and I would heartily recommend it to anyone. Yeah, the problems I've had are unfortunate. I'm sure now that with the Pico ITX in there, the video problem won't recur again. Yeah. So, Ricardo Saraiva, he is Mr. Mister. If you want anything to do with that, or an NGO, which is an absolutely superb FPGA system, there's a clone of the Next, look him up. They're brilliant. I've done a video on them, you can have a look. But anything to do with the Mister, his service just won't be beaten at all. And he's a real nice guy. So, yeah. I'm going to drag the video to an end there and say check out my compadres. They're in the description. We're in a part of a Discord group. I'll put a link to that in there as well. You know, it's just a bunch of blokes that like retro talking crap. So, come along. It's all very light-hearted. If you've got a problem, someone will try and help you. Yeah. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.